Hey guys, Val here from The Finest Man. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Now, I've got a question for you guys today. Have you ever been out on a date where by all of a sudden you just run out of things to say? And what follows suit is just horrible because there's a lot of awkward silence. You start to fidget with your cutlery. You feel your heart rate go up. You make awkward gestures. You get extremely anxious and nervous, and guess what? The girl on the other end, whom you're dating, she starts to feel nervous as well, and she starts to take out her handphone and she starts, punching in digits and trying to reply to different messages. And here you are trying to struggle to think of something smart to say, to think of something interesting to say, so that you can just keep the conversation alive. Now, has that ever happened to you? Because it's happened to me, and oh my god, it's the worst feeling of all. I mean, it's just, it's cringeworthy, man. I mean, back then when I first started learning how to actually talk to women, god, it was so awkward. I didn't know what to say. I was struggling to think of things to, struggling to think of sentences to form my head. Everything was just blank, and there was so much pressure to want to impress her during the day. And it was a huge problem for me, actually. And I'm sure for a lot of nice guys out there as well, this is a really big problem, because if you really like the girl, sometimes you run out of things to say. Reason behind that is because you want to try to impress her. Am I right? So, to ease your doubts, okay, I have a solution for you. So, listen up. See, a conversation is meant to be very natural. It's meant to flow. It's just think of it as a tennis game, okay, or even a seesaw, right? This is a conversation for you, up and down, up and down. Okay, so one thing that you have to remember in order for a conversation to never ever die is this game of throw and receive. What do I mean by throw and receive? Or okay, in tennis terms, serve and receive. If you notice a tennis game, it's always going back and forth. Am I right? The problem here is that when nice guys try to impress a girl, they become this professional interviewer, they become this professional journalist who just keeps asking question after question after question without even pausing to listen. And when you do that, well, naturally you're going to run out of things to say because you're not even listening to what she's saying. How are you going to serve? Right? In fact, no. If you're not listening to what she's saying, you're not even receiving information. So if you're not receiving information from her, how are you going to serve a different kind of information? How are you going to serve a reply back to her? Right? So one thing for you guys, just this one thing, okay? Just remember, every time, okay, you go into a conversation, remember, it's all about back and forth, receiving and serving. Okay? Do more listening than you do talking. This is one thing that my girlfriend told me that annoyed the living daylights out of her when we first went out on our first date. She was like, oh, you know what, Val? To be honest, the very first time I met you, you just spoke way too much. Okay, yes, I admit I talk a little bit too much, but hey, I mean, I have a mouth, right? Okay, but anyway, that aside, okay, know when to shut the hell up. All right, don't follow my example. Know when to shut the hell up. Know when to really listen, and know when to move the conversation along. That way, you'll never run out of things to say. Just remember this: a conversation is meant to go back and forth. It's not meant to be one-sided. Okay, and never, never, ever become a journalist or an interviewer during your conversations, guys. Please. All right, that's gonna turn her off completely. Okay, so that's my tip for you this week when it comes to conversation, which is my personal favorite topic to talk about. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is, for all the YouTube savvy people out there who are watching this, click on the subscribe button. For the rest of you who are not too savvy with YouTube, don't worry, because I'm not too savvy myself. I've attached a link at the end of this video for you to subscribe. Okay, what I like you to do is to scroll down. There's a more button at the bottom. Click on the more so you can read what this whole video is about. And at the bottom there are links to which you can get in touch with me. Okay, so there's a Facebook link there. Just have to click on the link, follow instructions, and voila, you and I can have a conversation. Okay, cool. So this is Val from The Finest Man. If you have any questions, check out the links there and get in touch with me via the links. Other than that, that's all I have for you this week, man. Here's to your finest.